So my name's Jonathan Chamberlain. I'm the founder of Inside Out Agencies. We started about 4 years ago now, and I joined the 39 Club about 6 months ago now. So we're wholesale, and we sell collections, clothing collections mainly, out of our showroom. We're just opposite Battersea Power Station. So we sell into hundreds of independent stores. We work with key accounts, major sort of department stores, online stores that you would have heard of. And we do a lot of forward selling. So that means buyers come in to look at collections that will deliver in 6 months' time. And we represent various different brands within our agency at Inside Out. It's quite interesting because you're thinking about their customer, and you visit the store, so you have a bit of an understanding of their business. So you sort of tailor your pitch or your selling to what you believe is right, but also within the trend of what you think is relevant, and within the collections, because there's a lot of time and effort that goes into those ranges, a lot of designers' time, development time. So you're sort of embracing newness, and sometimes, well, I'm thinking more like 10, 15 years ago now, when you're trying to sell in colour for gents or print, it's just been like quite difficult, because it was like, guess what, navy always sells, we'll just buy more navy. So we start selling, we want to push pastel colours, something new with innovation around print or new materials. But there's always a bit of contention over what will work for their customer. And so you have to sort of back what you believe in sometimes, and it always helps once you've been to the store and got a bit of an understanding of what they might be looking for, and just sort of coaxing them into something a bit new sometimes. So what's been really important for me is that I worked for some big global brands before, and with big sort of corporations, and I felt very passionate about sustainability and brands that are originators of sustainability, and there's some fantastic brands within that space, and they haven't got to that global level yet, and I felt there was definitely a place for it in our market, and I mainly look after UK and Ireland market. And so I was very invested in thinking, well, if I ever did this, what were best in class sustainable brands that I wanted to work with? So we work with brands like Knowledge Cotton Apparel. These brands, some of these brands have been going a long time as well. Knowledge Cotton been going since 1969. A brand called Dedicated as well from Sweden. These are Scandinavian brands, but originate in sustainable and doing something ethical. So the idea was to represent some brands like I've mentioned, but also with having the muscle of working with some big global brands as well, and having some good contacts. We now represent collections from Michael Kors, Hackett, Pepe Jeans, Dr. Denim, North Sales, Moss Mosh. These are global brands. So we have that blend of proposing global brands and brands you would have heard of, but also new sustainable brands that we find really exciting, and that's really at the heart of what we do. Really is launching with like new sustainable brands that you might not have heard of before as well. Yeah, so I suppose when I first started talking about it was at the brands I was with before. You're sort of talking about, this is made with organic cotton, and then the buyer saying, well, I don't know if my customer will really care about organic cotton, if it is or not. And I said, well, you start talking a bit about the process of it, and it's a bit sort of yawn, don't have time to tell my customer about it. And I thought, well, like for me, I find it quite interesting, the process, and how is it a better process, actually what goes into it. And I thought, well, the market's sort of ready for more information. With online comes more information. And I thought, for me, when I was this is going back 6 or 7 years ago, I thought, well, I actually sort of really believe this is going to become more important. And I think actually we have too much information, don't we, a lot of the time, but I actually think people will take the time to look into a little bit about where's this come from, actually, who's behind this, why would I buy this? If I'm going to pay £90 for a shirt, maybe I might just consider who I'm spending that £90 with. If it's shopping independent, you're going there for a reason, probably because you like the geezer that's selling to you, right? And you like the environment. But also you might consider where the garments actually come from, and if it's a new brand, quite exciting, because people are embracing lots of new brands as well. With the rise of online and social, people are looking at new things all the time. So I sort of felt it quite important to be part of that, really. So for me, I suppose one of my passions has always been like learning off other people, right? And taking as much as I can from experience around me. And I suppose that's helped me really to start my own business. And I knew a few of the members, and I just thought, great environment, in a pub, you can have a drink, great wealth of experience within the group. Why would I not want to learn off this bunch? And there's so many guys and Kamla included within the group that have got so much experience at different brands, whether they run their own business or not. They have a wealth of experience, and I just thought great to learn more and be part of this group in a social environment down the pub, And I heard they needed some young blood, so I thought, you've got to help them out with their sort of younger quota, because I think it's important to respect the heritage. And we were talking a bit off camera about community and support, in that it's just important now more than ever in a way. But community can be so social and online. But actually getting together and having a pint and having a chat over a bit of dinner is a great way to talk about what's going on and how you're doing, and face to face. And it's always it is a bit of a laugh as well. It doesn't feel like you've come into something that's like super serious and stuffy. It's a relaxed environment, and good to see some old faces and meet some new ones as well. And it's a good sort of little social, really.